Okay, so the goal here is to go over a few tricks of how to make a course video. So the simplest is to use PowerPoint and then record slideshow. And so if I do that, I go there and then I basically start recording from the current slide. And then what you see is the following slide. And then now I can start the recording the slideshow. And that's when it starts. So, hello. I'm going to talk about how to make a course video. I can go to the next slide. And why would I want to do that? Well, imagine there's a student in Australia and your course is at 3 p.m. And so, in Australia it would be 3 a.m. So that student will probably be sleeping and wouldn't really want to be online at the same time. So it really gives you a lot of flexibility. The other thing is that you can be adaptive. So if I actually write, I can also then underline sort of important concepts while I'm talking. And so it's adaptive. So imagine a student is very fast, and so that student might accelerate your video, have by a factor 2, or make it slower, or even repeat the content. And then finally, as an instructor, you can edit errors, which is also quite useful. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. There's the simplest way to do an online course is just to post lecture slides and lecture notes. Or if you're lucky enough to teach in a recorded classroom, then you might actually have recorded PowerPoints with your voice on top, essentially what you have now. Okay, so let's imagine you're not happy with not having a video feed of the instructor. Then you can add this into PowerPoint. So let me add the camera and then put it on the bottom right corner. You can actually not move it while you're filming, but later on when you edit, you can actually move the video feed. So let's start again the recording, and now I can move on with the PowerPoint recording and go to my next slide and talk about the good, the ugly, and the bad. So the good is that it's pretty easy, and that this PowerPoint recording is really easy, and you can do most of the things. You can add the video, and adding a video really helps you to, if you really want to show your excitement, and show how important, how interesting this physics you're talking about, and show your facial expressions and your anger or your happiness, then it's very useful to add this video, and you can do that in the PowerPoint. And also research shows that students feel much more engaged when they actually see the instructor in the slides. But actually, apparently, the video feed should not be too big because it will distract from the slides. But then there's also the ugly. And the ugly is related to, there's some sound glitches sometimes between sort of transiting between two slides. And so it's good practice to put in a pause when you go to the next slide. And the bad is that, well, you cannot do everything. So you cannot, for example, put in an online video content that wouldn't work, or you cannot fade in sort of something slowly, or you can fade out, let's say, some videos. So next slide. So another important aspect is that is the tools, and I find it very useful to have at least two screens, one laptop and one monitor, and a good webcam with a microphone and a writable screen. But then at the end, if you really want to do everything, you actually need another program, which is Camtasia, which allows you to edit, to format, to add stuff, to make transitions, and so on. And that's really a full-blown video editor, which I'll talk about a little later. So now, once you did all this, you want to save your precious PowerPoint slides. So let's stop the slideshow. And then you go out, you escape, and then you see that you have all these additional video feeds in your slideshow, and I can run it to, you can actually listen to what you said before. Now I can move on with the PowerPoint recording. Okay, but then let's imagine I don't like that. Then I can do it again. Or if I want this on this slide, my video to be bigger and let's say place in the middle, uh, then I can do that easily too before I submit, and I can do that slide by slide. So on the next slide, I can put the video on top if I want, and so on. So those are, you can play around a little bit with sort of these things. And then let's say the last slide, I want to look from the bottom left in a very small fashion, and so on. Okay, so that's what, so there's quite a bit things you can do like that. Now at the end you want to make a video out of it, so you want to export it. So you go into export and create a video. 720 pixels is usually enough on the vertical direction, and I create the video. I'll save it, and let me call that TLS 5, and it's basically now saving this PowerPoint slides into a MP4 format. Okay, so now imagine that you made a bunch of videos and you want to combine them. So you want to put them together, or let's say there's parts of the video you want to cut out, and so for that you need sort of a video editor. And for example, let's start adding sort of the video we made with PowerPoint. This is this guy here. So I can use this Camtasia video editor, which is available through McGill. And I can simply add a video to the timeline, and let me put it to track 3, and then let's play it. And that's when it starts. So, hello. So that was a video we made using PowerPoint, and you can do fun stuff like adding a transition, make the transition a little smoother. So for example, I can add this transition and fade it in, and add it to the selected media. Make this transition over a certain range. Let's play it again. And that's when it starts. So, hello. And you see that it faded in, and that this was the video we made when eventually appears the. Let me just play it here. That was the PowerPoint. Distract from the slides. It was a PowerPoint video, and let's say that the sound is too loud. I can also reduce I can in principle split the sound. For example, if I want, I can separate audio and a video, and then I can play around with the volume of the sound. I can sort of decrease the volume or increase the volume. I can also separate the volume, and there's a lot of things you can do. I can also cut it, which is quite useful. Let's say I can split, and I want to get rid of the last part, so I just delete the end of it. And so it's pretty straightforward to use, and so now the video would stop here. Okay, so finally, once you put all these videos together, you cut the bad pieces out, you want to save it, so you basically just go to share and save it to a local file. You choose the resolution. Let's keep it at 720, and you basically just export an MP4 video, and that's pretty much it. And so with that, you're done, and you have a video which you can then put online and have the students look at, at the time of their liking. Okay, I hope this video was useful, and you'll enjoy making videos for the fall. Thanks for listening.